when we were going wedding dress shopping. The second or third dress I tried on, it was just like, oh yeah, this is it. She's like, that's it? We have like 5 more places you want to see. You tried on 3 dresses. I'm like, no, this is it. I just know. I just feel it. I just know. It is simple. The overthinking is not intuition. Even making life decisions, the more you complicate it, it's not intuition anymore.
You are always attracting energy into your life. The question is, what can you be mindful about attracting? I'm Shannon Bills, mindset mentor, energy healer, and intuitive reader. And today, we're having mindfulness for breakfast.
Good morning. I have a very fun topic for us today, something that I use every single day, does not fail me, is such a fun way to connect to what is truthful for me, and that is good old intuition. I know that I have peppered in intuition talks, themes throughout many different podcast episodes, but I wanted to talk about it today because in one of my calls this week with a client, they were like, how do you do that? That's so cool that you could just find the answer right away. And here's the truth. You can find the answer as quick as I can. We are all intuitive. Now, if you're listening to this, you know I've been on my journey to rooting to how special and unique I am. So give me a pass here when I say I am not special and unique in the way of being intuitive, because you have the same gifts as me. I have just been trained and have been training for many years in understanding what intuition feels like. Understanding intuition is all about questions that you ask it. And the more you ask questions and the more you get specific in your questions, the more specific answers you can be getting. The more that you're tapping into your own feeling, the more you can pick up on other people's energy and feelings. So it's a muscle, guys. It is like going to the gym. We can strengthen it. We could build upon it. We can tweak it. We could see what's working. We could see what's not working. We all have this incredibly amazing gift. Now, what is blocking your intuition currently and why it doesn't feel strong? It is your ego. We've talked about ego in here before. Your ego is logical mind, this very human part of us that is built in to protect us. Now, intuition and ego do not go hand in hand. In fact, they are opposites. So with intuition, the answers you are seeking are actually there and are happening so quickly. They are happening so fast for you. But what sabotages our intuition is our ego. It's that extra second we take to second guess, to overthink, to allow the ego to step in and have a field day and run with whatever you're questioning or asking. And now you're sabotaging the answer for yourself. Intuition is very clear. It is very direct. It is a gentle whisper. I always tell people it's not someone holding a sign saying this is your sign. It will never be that obvious. But when you learn to tune out the ego, intuition does become obvious. It is that first gut feeling. Anytime a client is working with me and they're like, I'm deciding between, or hear me out, Shannon, let me know your thoughts on this. I am tuning in to their energy, not only in like how they are speaking and their facial expressions and all of that, but I am going off of what I am feeling from their story, from their questions. And so that starts with simple yeses and simple nos. So if someone is talking to me about this friend that they know has been a friend in their life for so long and they support them so much, but like something feels off and they've been feeling like every time they're with them, their energy is drained and whatever it is, right? The first thing I'm chalking up my answer to is, does this feel like a yes or does this feel like a no? And that's something I want you to be exploring. Like, a way for you to start tapping in to your intuition. Start with some basic yes and no feelings. For me, my yes feeling sits very high in my body. It feels lighter. It feels like air, energy, vibration is moving up into my head. That might look different for you. Maybe your yes sits very grounded and allows you to feel very planted where you are. For me, my no allows me to feel really grounded. It like feels heavy more towards in my stomach. My stomach tightens just a little bit. And it's just this ever so slight, ever so subtle feeling of, does it feel light and airy and floaty? That's my yes. Does it feel more grounded and planted and in my stomach like a knot? That's my no. That might look different for you. So maybe right now, your breakfast item number 1 to strengthen your intuition is tapping into that yes to no. Where does that live in your body? And you can start with simple things like thinking about foods you like. What does that feel like? Where does that sit in your body? And thinking about foods that you don't like. Where does that sit in your body? Maybe it's with people that you like, people that you don't like. Where does that sit in your body? That's a really great way for you to start building upon this foundation of intuition, because it allows you to not think. It allows you to feel. And intuition is feeling. This is that first layer. I go 10,000 layers deeper when I am doing an intuitive read on somebody, because once you get to a point of accessing energy and not allowing logic or ego to take over, then you can start feeling energy and guidance from spirit guides. You can start feeling energy and guidance from that person's higher self, from your higher self. That's a little too advanced for a podcast, but it is something that I help people train and strengthen if you ever wanted to do any one-on-one coaching to strengthen that for yourself. So breakfast item number 1, start with those yeses, right? You are way more intuitive than you think. I want you to feel into those answers, but also know that if you were being asked a question like, what do you want to eat? First thought that comes into your head is intuition. It's this first thought test that I want you to be also practicing while strengthening your intuition. Should I hang out with this person today? Yes or no? What does it feel like? First thought without even thinking, bypassing logic. Where does the brain jump to? That's another way you can start accessing your intuition. Not overthinking, not questioning it. My mother-in-law always brings up when we were going wedding dress shopping, it was either the second or third dress I tried on. It was just like, oh yeah, this is it. She's like, that's it? That's it? We have like 5 more places you want to see. You tried on 3 dresses. I'm like, no, this is it. I just know. I just feel it. I just know. It is simple. The overthinking is not intuition. Even making big business decisions, not just business decisions, making life decisions, the more you complicate it, it's not intuition anymore. It's ego. So these are a couple of different ways that you can access your intuition. Another thing you can be getting into is asking for the sign. I've done a podcast episode on this before because I'm always saying we're getting little winks from the universe every day. If you want a more advanced exercise, we're going to call this the scribble exercise. So if there is a question that you are pondering, questioning, should I go to this birthday party? Should I fly to this vacation spot? Should I break up with this person? Should I leave this job? You're going to ask the question, and I want you to have a pen and paper in hand, and I want you to put 15 seconds on a timer. If you want to do 30 seconds, higher self is chiming in as we speak. She's like, maybe do 15 to 30 seconds because 15 seconds does go by fast, but no more than 30 seconds. I want you to set a timer 30 seconds. Then before you hit the start button on the timer, I want you to ask your question, press start, and then just start writing. It does not have to make sense. You could be thinking of shapes. You could be thinking of colors. You could be thinking of words. You could be thinking of objects. It's not meant to make sense. A lot of intuition doesn't make sense. You have to decode it. And so this is why this is a little bit more of an advanced tool. You're given 15 to 30 seconds to scribble out whatever is coming to mind. You are not going to be writing full sentences like, let's say the question you asked before you hit that timer, should I go on this vacation? You are not going to scribble and then be like, yes, you should go on this vacation and here is where you should go and here is the time frame. Look, if you do that and you are like wholeheartedly channeling that and you feel your ego's not involved and you're just writing these sentences, there is a point in time where I've gotten strong enough in my channeling that I am getting straight downloads in full sentences. But starting out, that is rarely the case. And a tip that I do with students that are wanting to strengthen their intuition is going with the random thought, feeling, color, etc. So if I'm asking the question, should I go on vacation? Maybe I'm seeing a square and I'm seeing spaghetti and I'm seeing the color orange and I'm seeing an elephant and 30 seconds is up. I'm like, okay, square, orange, elephant, spaghetti. What? That makes no sense, right? That's okay. It's not meant to make sense. We're not dealing with ego and logic. We are dealing with intuition. So you want to decipher, well, where was I planning to vacation? What do I like about spaghetti? Do I like elephants? What does this square make me feel? What does this orange color make me feel? And that's essentially the question you're going to be asking, deciphering all the things that you just wrote down. Well, how does that make me feel? How does that make me feel? And how does that make me feel? And what's coming up when I'm thinking about that? From there, you have an answer. Maybe it's, well, I like spaghetti and orange makes me feel really warm and elephants make me smile. And this just all is giving me like yes. It's giving me yes in such a random way, but I'm getting my yes. Maybe it's the opposite. You're seeing an iceberg and Brussels sprouts and the color green. And you're like, I hate all those things. Well, then you're getting a no. I want it to feel messy. I want it to feel random. I want you today to just practice not letting ego, not letting logic get in your way so you can just flow. We're tapping into a flow state. This is a beautiful, very important foundation when strengthening your intuition. And your intuition is your internal guidance system. If you can access your intuition and allow ego to not take over and run the show, you've won. You've won at life. Seriously, that is like the biggest, most greatest, most special gift that you could be giving yourself. So have fun with these breakfast exercises today. Let me know how it goes. It's meant to be playful. It's meant to be fun. So enjoy it.